Hello. Carrying on the rifle build. That started yesterday. Just need to make a couple of blocks. Call that 2.5 by 6.5. One. Couple more. I think it was 7 I used for the other ones yesterday. I think. Can't remember. Right. Let's see where that gets us. Hi. Oh, that's not nearly as tall enough. Need a few more. few more. Got this in half. Okay, where does that get me to? Dropped it. There it is. Retrieved. That's about right. That'll do. But in there. So move these out of the way. I'm just bulking up the inside of the body so it won't get squashed. Is that about it? One more. There we go. Perfectly level. Okay. Not going to go in there yet. It's probably about ready for... I need to put the dowels in the handle. Unless I strike lucky and sticks will fit. Not quite. Not quite. Need to cut a few of these down. I'm not going to fill the entirety of the handle, I just need to make them a bit sturdier. About there'll do. I'll need a couple more to put on the opposite side. All right, butterfingers today. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. So inside of this one. Okay. Thud. Good stuff. Right, this is where the grip is going to be, so I don't need to worry about that for now. I might even cut that off entirely and just mold the foam around the bottom edge. So I think. Hello again, VSyn. Thanks for dropping by. need to make sure that that is exactly in the right spot before I glue it down. Yeah, another pew pew, a bigger pew pew, one that big. And it'll have a stock on the back as well. So it'll be like that, pew pew, and it'll have a little barrel out the front. I need to build up the handle. Ideally, I shouldn't be lazy about it, otherwise it's just going to flop around after a few pickups. I could use corrugated card for it, that will save some time. Just need a block of, let's say, 3 centimeters by 7. Don't know why I'm starting in the middle of the cardboard. And you're almost done. Good stuff. Should have just measured 9, really. I hate bananas. There's one thing in this world I cannot stand, it is bananas. Just the smell alone makes me want to vomit. Funny, 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 funny. More or less the right height. it's the height difference is negligible. Maybe stick that bit on. I've got a bit left over, might as well use it, eh? In fact, how big? No, that's too thick. It'll do. This bit will do. Right. Let's see now. Before I go sticking the other side on, I'll fill the side with foam clay once I've stuck the other side on, so I know how much I'm packing in. I might need to fill in this area. Might. Might. Might as well. It only takes a couple of corrugated ones. How big are we talking here? Let's say 2 centimeters by 9. That'll do. Nine. So I'll do 2, 4, 6. All right. Slap that in there. 1, 2, 3. And I'll stick this bit on for good measure. Stick this end on. And then I'll fill in the handle and then do all the edge banding. So this is going to be a military precision by the time I glue this and get all the way around here, that's going to have dried already, I think, unless I'm really quick, like a roller. And I don't want to have to bend it. I can't do this that much. Stick that on. Yeah, good life advice. Also, never leave a fork with a plastic handle in a pan, because when you come to pick it up, all the plastic melts onto your thumb and your finger, and then you've got severe burns, and your fork has now got your thumbprint in it. I can just do that. And then flatten that down. Okay. Give that a minute to dry before I start picking it up. Right. Certainly got some heft to it, thanks to all the lollipop sticks. It looks all right so far. I just need to go all around the edge with more cardboard, all around the front, all around the underneath, and then the handle and trigger I'm going to fill in with clay foam, or foam clay rather. I like it, it's not too light, so it feels like it's got some substance. It is coming along nicely, thank you very much, VSIN. So I'm going to do the handle first, I think. Pad it out. Got another bucket of this stuff that I keep forgetting to bring upstairs. Could do with being zoomed out a little bit for this particular project, but I can't be bothered messing with it right now. Yeah, out comes the foam clay. I don't know how I ever lived without it. Right. Is it going to stand up pretty well on its own? I don't need to introduce my helping hands in order to keep it standing up, which is good. Just figuring out the best angle to put it in at. Need to jam it in there flush with the edge of the card. Not that you can see what I'm doing right now. There you go. Smush it all down in there, fill in the gaps. Try and keep it as smooth as possible so I've got less sanding to do. Oh, you got some, nice. I'm glad it worked out for you. There we go. That is flush with the card on this edge. So now I need to just go all the way around to there. So all this bit. Then I need to fill in the grip as well and then put some on the outside also. And then mold it to my fingers and let it dry overnight. So I'll probably do that last. The card for the grip is a little bit off, so I'm going to trim it just a little bit. There we go. Tell you what, with all the packaging these days that you get with stuff, I don't need to rub anywhere for cardboard. It is ridiculous how it piles up so quickly. Oh, I mean robbing a store with nothing. I mean as in the weapons I've made. Sorry, I think I misunderstood what you were saying there. Didn't read it properly. Soz. Just a tiny little smidge there to fill in that gap. I'm sure there are many people out there who can make better weapons than me out of cardboard and foam clay. A great many. There we are. That's the basis of the handle done. All filled in. Now then, should I do the trigger well? Probably, but last. After I've put the edge banding on. I reckon. I don't know if you saw the other day, but I made a tentacled creature out of foam clay the other day. Got a big old butt on the back. Right, it's probably going to be easiest to do this in sections rather than trying to cut out a whole long piece and then glue it down. So, what's the width? In between the card. 1.5 1.7. 1.7. Start from this end. I'll cut off this edge to give myself straight. .7 is there. Get my bigger ruler. Right. Is that the right width? Yes, it appears so. Well, that went in very well. Let's see if we can't replicate that once it's glued down. Well, this is going much better than I anticipated, he says, as he's not even finished. I'll just go around the inside of the grip. As I try and get in there, bear with me. down there and in there. Like that. Then I can fill this bit in with foam clay. But so far so good. It appears to have filled in all right. Ow. I will insist on burning myself. Right, just that bit to go, he says. I've done most of it. Thunk. Get another. Did I get a glue stick out already? No. Need to order some more. Must remember to order more. Otherwise, I'm going to be up a creek. Right, 1.7. 1.5, 6, 7. Just cut that end off. And 1.5, 6, 7. Right there. All right, settle down. Settle down, everyone. I only draw the line first in case the ruler slips, and then I know where to put it back instead of having to measure it again. Whoops. That went wildly off-piste. Right. Needs to go from, I think it might be just too thick. I need to cut a little bit off that. Just a smidge. Get bent, you. Try not to cut my fingers off in the process. That did nothing. Why haven't you come off? Whatever. Right, that fits a lot better. So I'll stick that bit on first. Okay, that went well. Get down in that gap. Thank you. Oops, I bent my trigger well a bit. Oh, look at that, how far I was off. Just a little bit there. I might just fill that in with clay, to be honest. Now, he receives yet another burn. But, for all intents and purposes, that is edge banded all the way around. So now the insides are now the insides, and the outsides are the outsides. Cool. Thud. I should be sponsored by Monster. The Monster. Sponsor me. You're not quite dry, are you? Dry enough. Dry enough. I need a sausage. I realise you can't see what I'm doing on cam, so I'll go to that one where you can see me a bit better. I'm just filling in this bit here. It's easier than using cardboard. Easier and quicker. I'm just going to level it off all along there. There we go, that gap's all filled in. Then I'll put a bit more grip on either side of this. Then I'll fill in the trigger well and then do the grip. I've got to fill in the front as well, make that level. But the top is fine, and so is the bottom. I can just trim off that excess card and it won't look remarkably different. So, I mean, it's straight, so that's got something going for it at least. Oh, got some here. I got some here. So I'm just going to fill in the trigger well, I think. I think that would serve me best at this point. If I go to this camera so you can see what I'm doing. Stick that in there. Bend these out of the way for now, I don't need them at the moment. Make that level with the cardboard. Like that. Makes for a comfy, once it's dried it turns into foam, so it'll make for a comfy trigger well. And I suppose I should just make that bit, but this bit put around there, so I might make that last so that I don't have to worry about it becoming misshapen as I work on the rest of it. So a trigger well can wait until I've done this bit. Thud. I'm down to my pink stuff now. It's a good job I've got another bucket. Good stuff. Right. Make this into a big long sausage. He says. Immature. I know. I'm fully aware. Let's stuff that down in there. And then break it off as it becomes level in there. And then I can just smush it down to cardboard level. And it'll fill all the gaps. I might have used a little bit too much at this point. But never mind. Work it along all the way, flattening it out as I go. Ooh, I might have just overshot it by the tiniest amount. Like, we're talking that much. That much. Which is a shame. It would have been nice to get it spot on, but you can't win them all. You can't win them all. So I'm not going to dwell. But that, for the most part, has filled in all the gaps. With minimal effort from me, which is always nice. Just got a little offshoot edge there that I could do with filling, or I could just trim them off once it's dried, which to be fair, I might just do that instead. And then the barrel is going to go on this edge somewhere, as yet undecided. So if you've got any opinions on that, feel free to let me know. I'm thinking more towards the bottom. I think that it gives it, does it give it a more sci-fi vibe if it's near the bottom? Or in the middle? Or nearer the top? I think I'm favouring the bottom myself. There we go. So far, so good. Should probably stop messing around with it, otherwise I'm just going to ruin what I've done. Right. You know what? I should fill in those edges. I should, really. Stop being lazy. Won't take long. In fact, that's too much. Need to square it off as best as I can. Too much. And I also need to try and not put big dents in it as I'm working on other places. It's like I'm trying to go for a vibe as if it's the same manufacturer as the previous blaster that I did. This is a little tiny pistol, I guess. Laser revolver, maybe? I don't know. So I'm going to put, it's got a vent, I made a vent for it. So this one's going to have a vent also on the front there. So that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. Trying to get that squared off as best I can. Follow the contours of the cardboard. Well, let's see if I can't press it down with a stick. There we go. Sweet. Sweet as a nut, mate. Sweet as a nut. There. And now it's got a square edge just there. Not bad, not bad. So now while that's drying, I think I can concentrate on detailing, which is, let's face it, the best part. So start on the vent, I reckon. Where's my card gone? Here we are, this one will do. I think I want a bit bigger than this though. Maybe that big. Let's just cut something out, see what happens. Let's go for 7. Let's do a 7 by 7. If I ain't even got 7 on that side. Ooh, just off. So let's do 6 by 6. Okay, and then we need, let's say, 1/2 centimeter surround. There. All right. Let's cut that out. Cut out the inside first so that the outside isn't too wobbly. Should just pop out of there. Why is it always the flimsiest edge that gives me the problem? Get off. Remember not to throw that away, folks, because you'll need it for the vent flaps, as it were, if that's the parlance for that particular piece. I guess they're flaps if they move, like from closed to open and stuff, yeah? I think we're alright with flaps. How many times can I say flaps? A bunch, probably. Bosh. One's cleaning up. Where's my snips? There we are. That's more or less fine. Stick that on there, about there. Doesn't need too much glue. Just there. Is that my glasses causing that reflection? Can't quite tell. Right, vent flaps. So I need to put a bit across there and a bit across there for them to rest on so that they're raised on one end. Is that the right width? Not really, but I can cut that down. Cut that there. And then you're not going to see these, so it doesn't matter what they look like. Like so. And then one will go there. I think I only need two. And then when I've cut out the flap, it'll go in there and then rest on this bit so that it goes from recessed to sticking out. Try not to burn my fingers in the process. Now, it doesn't matter about any glue spill out because you're not going to see them, so I'm not worried about that. There we are. And then it's time to cut down these into 3 equal strips, if at all possible. Which 5 by 5. Okay. Fine. One 2/3. Yep. 1 2/3. Right. So that one will go in there. That one will go in there. I could have done with them being a bit longer, to be honest. That one's long enough. And that one's long enough. But that one's too short. Plus, these could do with being a bit higher. So I'm going to stick on another one of these. Get some height on it so the flaps stick out. Try not to break a glass jar in the process. It's off. Let's go for that. Very little finesse happening here. Very little indeed. Burnt my fingers once again. There we go. Right, I'll start from the bottom with, I suppose I could do with putting another one on there. This looks about the right size. If a little too long. Bosh, that'll do. Stick that on there. And then I can put glue along that edge. Stick this guy in there. Like that. So it's recessed in there and it's sticking out up here. Okay. That'll do. I think this one's just too thin. Yeah, so I need to make another one for the top. Just a bit thicker. The length is fine. It needs to come down to about there. There we go. One vent installed. this bit is going to have some kind of raised panel, but it's going to be about an inch. Yeah, about an inch. Something like that. I'm going to resist the urge to make it out of foam clay, because it'll never be straight and it'll be full of thumbprints and all sorts. I'm pleased with how the edge banding went. I think I can probably do the grips. So if it starts from there and I fill in that area with foam clay, that should be enough. And it's just a matter of squeezing it into shape. Probably put a bit too much on this. Just a smidge. And it'll probably be easier once I've shaped it to take it off, leave it to one side to dry, and then stick it on with glue. Because although this sticks really well to wood, it doesn't like cardboard. So it's like a tongue at the minute. Right. Too much on there. Snip about that much off. And then I need my flatter downer. Where is it? There it is. Still too much on there, really. there's too much on there still. Get rid of that much. That's on the floor now forever. That's better. I can squeeze that out more. There we go. And then I'll take that off and leave it to the side. And then I can stick that on tomorrow after it's set. So I need to do the one for the other side. How far up does it go? Just past that ridge. Like so. Where's that bit that went on the floor? Come here. You haven't fulfilled your destiny. Even though you are now covered in fluff. Oh well. Not to worry. This was a Lego X-Wing, by the way, this box, in case you didn't notice. There's some hot glue stuck to it. That doesn't matter, by the way, because they'll be getting painted. Right, this is entirely too much for what I need. Let's try half. Still too much by the looks of it. Yeah. If I get it down to the height of the other one, it's entirely too much. But I might just be able to cut it out with the scissors. Let's see. Let's experiment. I'm not going to cut with a knife, I know that much. It's more or less the right width. Let me cut that out with scissors and see if that works. You're still a little too high. Right, it's more or less that I can put it on and fiddle about with it. There we go. That went pretty well. I'll leave that there next to that one, and I'll stick those on tomorrow. So I should probably fill in the trigger well. Not going to need much. Right, that goes from there and bends around. That goes in there like that and sticks there. Still too much. Bend that round. to about there. And that can meet that to there. Push it up out of the way. Where's me? Should have a round one. There it is. Push that up into the confines of the cardboard. Then I need my flat one to bring it down to the edge. I can use the handle for that. Make sure that there's room in the trigger well for a finger. There we are. I'll leave that on its side so that it flattens out. Make sure it's shoved into all the edges. And then once that's set, I can probably remove the cardboard parts. So I'm going to leave that to set up. So, seeing as I can't really do much more at the moment, pen lid, where are you? There. Oh, what? Apparently it's still streaming.